On this video, I'm going to talk about taking massive, imperfect action. When we get started with something, it's often really scary to take any kind of action at all. We want to dissect it, make sure we've got it right. Are we good enough? Are we dressed correctly? Are we doing it in the proper way? How are people going to react? And it stops us in our tracks from moving forwards. And I remember when I first got started in networking, I would put out my flyers, I would do some questionnaires, I would do stuff to create people calling me back. And when I picked up the phone, I was terrible. So let me tell you about that and explain a bit more about taking massive imperfect action. If you don't know me, I'm Lucy and I help female business builders to expand their team and scale their business online. That time when I first got started, I was really shy. I really didn't believe I could do the business, but I was taking the action anyway. I was out there at least 3-4 days a week taking some kind of action. And people were then calling me back. And so I would return their call if they'd left a message and I would talk to them and I would carry on talking and talking and tell them everything I knew and try and keep them on the phone. And I was terrible. And I talked them into what I was doing and then I talked them out of it. And that was the end of the call. So I was terrible. I carried on taking the action. I did more. I took more phone calls. I got to from being terrible to being okay, from being okay to being better, to being good, to being really good. So I got into that really uncomfortable space of, I don't want to do this. I'm not getting the results, but I'm just going to keep on doing it. And at the time, I didn't really notice that I was getting better and improving. But because, if you think about it, because of the action I was taking, I had to improve. I had to get better, shorter calls, more succinct, more to the point. That just came as a matter of me taking that massive action, that imperfect action. And the same happened in this kind of new space where I'm doing lives, where I'm doing videos, where I'm doing reels. I didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of did a little bit of background work. And then I just thought, okay, I just got to do it. Just going to see how it goes. So my first reel was not good. It wasn't totally awful. And it got about 1,000 views, which blew my mind. But I took the action. So if you're kind of feeling stuck and that's an uncomfortable place for you to go, then what I suggest is that you go there. Go into that uncomfortable space, because when you stretch and you stretch into that uncomfortable space and you feel kind of awkward and it's not going to be quite right, you never go back to where you were before. And the reason for that is because now you have the knowledge, you have the experience of having gone that far out of your comfort zone. So from here to here is now, that's okay. I know I've done it before. It might not have been brilliant, but I know I can do that. And so when you try it again, you add in a little bit extra, you get a little bit better. And so that comfort zone gets wider and wider. So you feel more comfortable in a bigger space. And you don't go back here because you've taken the action, because you've done the deal, because you've made the reel, because you've made the video, because you've written the script, whatever it is, because you've made the course that you're creating. So however nervous or unsure you are, I can totally relate to that. So take that from me. If I can do that as that really nervous, unconfident person, if you feel the same, then you can do it as well. And if you need help to do that, someone to support you and cheer you on, then talk to your mentor. Let them know that you're going to do that thing, when you're going to do it, and for them to check up on you. So if that helps you to then get out of that unstuck state, then that would be fantastic. So the last thing I'm going to say is that nobody relates to perfect. So if you think it's got to be absolutely spot on and right, everything's got to be in the right place at the right time. No, it hasn't. You know, this video isn't perfect, right? This is not a perfect video. The videos that put out there often aren't perfect. We can all pick holes in the videos that people do, and that's okay. Nobody relates to absolutely perfect. They're going to relate more to you tripping over your words, doing something a little bit off, being a bit cranky, whatever it is. So just go for it. Take the time to get out of that comfort zone, and you will get better. You will improve, and you'll feel good because you've done that. So have an absolutely awesome day, and I will see you soon.